The Wayne Bavin Show.
BBC Radio Suffolk.
My next guest was only 13 years old when she started losing her hair. She was diagnosed with alopecia, but kept her hair loss secret for the next 17 years, wearing wigs to hide her condition. A lot of people didn't even know that she was bald. But during the pandemic, Laura Mathias found the confidence to leave her Manningtree home without the wig. She ditched it, and now she really is learning to embrace life as a bald woman. Despite that, she told me she initially blamed herself for her hair loss when she was just 13 years old.
Well, the doctor told me that I needed to calm down and stress less and maybe my hair would come back. So I kind of felt like the official diagnosis was it was my fault.
He really said that to you?
Yeah, and I was 13.
Oh, see, that's a difficult enough age as it is, going through all the hormones of a teenager without adding hair loss into the mix. What was your reaction, and what did your parents say?
I mean, I think my mum just felt helpless, and she's told me since that she actually feels really guilty. So she actually sat there thinking the blame was on her while I was sitting there thinking the blame was on me. And it's really important now to see that, well, it wasn't anyone's fault. You know, alopecia is an autoimmune condition. Yes, it may have been triggered by the stress of my parents' divorce, but, you know, everyone has issues sometimes with their family life, and not everyone then goes on to lose their hair. So it just happened. It was no one's fault. But yeah, it really, really made everything much harder, especially with a medical professional implying that I was somehow in control of it, which I was not.
I just can't believe that. And we have spoke before on the programme with you about life through school, how difficult that was. When would you say you kind of embraced it?
Like 2 years ago. And I'd say I'm still in the process of learning to embrace it as well. But yeah, it was the pandemic when I didn't have to go into the office every day. And I started thinking, in between these Zoom meetings, I can just pop my wig off and it's really nice. It's just nice not to have to worry about it. And then, it made me start thinking, wow, I really have this strange, intense phobia of being seen by anyone, like in public or by colleagues as bald. So, the pandemic totally shifted things for me and started making me think, right, it's time to really just get on with it and embrace who I am.
Do you know, I hate to use this word, inspirational, because it's a word that people like myself who work on the radio and the media use all the time, and it's not a word I particularly like, but you are. I said in the introduction that you'd been wearing wigs for 17 years, and you said a couple of years ago you kind of embraced your baldness, and you've kind of ditched the wig. You wear them occasionally, but they're not part of your wardrobe every day now, are they? Yeah,
exactly. I think for my own happiness and actually for my own physical comfort, because I get really bad eczema as well, which is, one of the comorbidities, I know it's a horrible word, but, of having autoimmune conditions. So wearing an uncomfortable wig every day was really making my scalp very sore. But I was prioritising the social comfort of people around me rather than my own physical comfort. And that's when I thought, well, whose benefit is that for, So, it's, I'll take it. You can call me inspirational if you want, Wayne. I don't feel it, but great.
You're a tireless campaigner for changing faces in Alopecia UK, and I think over the last couple of years, my goodness, you've certainly brought this topic, this subject to the forefront of many people's agendas. Recently, you've appeared on TV with Trinny Woodall, and I've watched the programme. It was Trinny's Takeover. Some of the costumes were a little bit, some of them were absolutely lovely. I think your choice was better than Trinny's. How was that whole experience?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was very fast-paced, very frantic, and that's kind of how Trinny is. She is exactly how she appears on TV as well. She is a force of nature, and I just lent in and I went with it, and I let her put whatever outfit she wanted on me. I mean, if people watch the video, they will see there are times where I refer to myself as a pimp, because I was wearing the coolest, big sunglasses and had a coat, over my shoulders. It wasn't always something that I would have chosen for myself, but the whole process made me think, why wouldn't I want people to look at me and think that, that woman's choosing to be bald. That's a choice. She's choosing to go out like that.
Listen, you didn't pull any punches with Trinny, though. If you didn't like it, you told her straight, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I thought, I need to give as good as I get. Otherwise, I would have wilted away.
And people can find that online still, can't they?
Yes, so it's on YouTube, the Trini Takeover show, yeah.
And, I mentioned Changing Faces, who you campaigned for on Alopecia UK. Great exposure on the Trini show. And then on to ITV's This Morning, you and Trini as well, just a few days ago.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So when I started as a campaigner 2 years ago for Changing Faces, or actually less than 2 years ago, they said, if you were going to do any media work, what would be your bucket list program? And I remember saying to them, the This Morning sofa would be my dream, because it just feels so visible, that's going to reach so many people. And then, through doing the Trini show, she was like, hey, guess what? I want you to come on This Morning with me and talk about alopecia, go on bald, share your experience. So I had Phil and Holly, asking me some of the questions you're asking me now. And so many people saw it from the hair loss community. I even had my ex-boyfriend reached out to me congratulating me, and I was like, flippin' heck, this has gone far.
Listen, I don't know where you get your positivity and your energy from. You are a little ball of energy and a great ambassador. Would you say if it wasn't for your alopecia, Laura, you wouldn't be you? Would you say it's done you more favours than not?
Now I think I can say that. I can say I'm finally becoming the person I was meant to be. And maybe that's not in spite of my alopecia. I always used to think, I could have done this if I had hair. Maybe I would have been this. I've been into sport, or who knows, directed this energy somewhere, But now I just think maybe this was meant to be. And maybe I'm meant to be sharing this message that it really doesn't matter what's on your head. It's just about embracing who you are.
You're very active on your Instagram if there are any women going through alopecia, and it's more common than we think. Just looking at your Instagram will make them think, hey, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with me. Embrace it. What's next for you then, Laura? What's next in the agenda? Lots of stuff, I would imagine, knowing you.
So there may be a couple of things lined up that I did last year that, in the world of TV apparently won't be coming out till springtime. Oh. Very random things that maybe aren't about my alopecia journey, but I've just made sure I will be on national television just existing as a bald woman. There we go.
And I look forward to seeing more of you. Where can people find you on the socials? Give it all a plug before we say goodbye.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so at Relight Alopecia. So Relight My Fire, the Take That song, but at Relight Alopecia.
I like it. Laura, as always, it's been a pleasure. You take care. Thank you.
Thank you, Wayne.
And as I said in that chat with Laura, I hate to use the word inspirational because it's just such a word that's bandied about an awful lot. But she is, isn't she? And I look forward to finding out what those other TV opportunities are going to be in the coming months. Do check her out on Instagram, Relight Alopecia. As in, relight my fire. You can find her all over the socials. It's 11:25. You are with the Wayne Bavin Show.